Greetings friends and welcome. Today we're looking at destructuring arrays within JavaScript. Now this is something that would be quite useful in your day-to-day code, but particularly if you're using React or learning React, as I am at the moment. And React uses it in quite a few places, certainly within hooks, and the first time you see this can be a little bit daunting. It is quite straightforward, so we're going to try and go through it today. If you find yourself enjoying the video though, before we start, feel free to click on that subscribe button below and you get updates for upcoming videos. Right, let's jump in. Got Visual Studio Code. I'm just going to create a very simple array of names to start with. So we'll just have 3 names in here, like so. And if we weren't thinking in terms of destructuring and we wanted to pull out a couple of these elements, then we might do it something like this. We could declare a variable and we could say, right, I know that the manager is in position 0 of my array, and we can see that that is pulling out Mark, which is the 0 element in our array. And we could do another one, say worker names 1, and if we look at that one we can see that James is coming out there. So that would be BAU, not using destructuring. Now we can make this a little bit smaller, a little bit more succinct by using structuring. So what we can do now is declare in square brackets our variables. So we can have manager and worker, and all we've got to do is specify them into names. So that's showing the whole of the array there, so we'll take that one off. But what we can do is console log out manager, and we can see that that's now got Mark still, and console log out the worker, and that one's got James. So this single line using destructuring gives us the same as those 2 lines that we had before. So we've got to wrap our variables within square brackets, and then they map directly to the location in the array. So this will be the first element and then the second. So we can actually miss an element out. We can miss out element 2, and then worker would get the dude, and we can see that down here on our line here. I don't know why it's saying undefined. I think that's just Quacker going a little bit straight. Let me just try and get it to reset. There we go. Okay, so we can pull them out directly using destructuring here in this format. Now we can also pull out the rest of an array that we haven't explicitly asked for. So if I go back to, in fact, if we just have one here, just have manager, and then we want to get all the other items into another array called others, then what we can do is use the spread operator, which is 3 dots, and then we can just put our variable name there, and that will get everything from our array that we haven't asked for. So we've asked for the first element, Mark, so we'd be expecting to see James and the dude, and that is what we can see down in this last line here. In others we've got James and the dude. Alright, so that is destructuring in a nutshell. So, you know, the first time you see this syntax on line 3, it's a little bit hard to decipher, but you just got to remember it's picking the elements out, and this is the spread operator that we can use in there to get all the other elements. Now in React, we'll quite often see this being used in hooks. So we'll see something like well, let me define a function so we can look at it. Let's have a function that returns a name and age. So what we can do with this now is have functions return multiple values and then destructure the return value. So if this was returning just say that Mark and 10, then I can get rid of this first line now as well. Then what we can do is say let we have our manager again and age, and we can just set those to the return value of name and age. So if I now console log out manager, and console log out age, we can see we're getting Mark and 10. So this allows us to have functions that don't just return a single value, and we can pull out those values into our destructured variables here. So yeah, and that is how React would be using this. Rather than name age, we would be having use state in here, and that's going to return. That actually uses object destruction. Well, actually, no, it does use array destruction. But yes, so the return from the hooks calls will be destructured on the return. So there you go, just a brief overview of destructuring. Hope you liked that one. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for future videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.